Hi everybody and welcome to my freezing cold attic. Sorry it's been so long since the last update. I've been doing a certain amount of remodelling. The question is, has it been worth the wait or is it going to be a colossal disappointment? Let's find out. Yes, hello everybody, and thank you very much indeed for putting up with that rather self-indulgent introduction that I just gave to the latest video. First thing I want to say is sorry it's been so long since the last video. Second thing I should say is if you're new to the channel, then there's absolutely no point whatsoever in watching any of the previous videos, because basically, I don't know, 3 months ago, something like that, I decided to start again from scratch. The thing about YouTube is, watching everybody's videos makes you realise that you don't really, well, I wasn't particularly happy with mine, even though I thought I was at the time, but I was slowly getting more and more unhappy with it for various reasons, which I'll explain to you as we go along. For those of you who have been watching this channel over the last year or so, that is what it used to look like in that area. A lot of nice things there that I'm really still quite happy with. But I felt I was quite restricted in the scenery. It's primarily a rural layout, and I just wanted to do more with landscaping, really. So I completely started from scratch and developed this extra level. So I've got 2 tracks down the bottom here, which you can see. And I also have a facility, which I'll show you in a moment, where I have, there we go, room for another 2 tracks up on the top level. That's a double width track that we can have going across that bridge there, and all the way down the attic, round the corner, so I'll have 4 tracks in total. A lot of videos I've seen were inspiring me really to have multiple levels, and so I was in St Ives last year, and I really like the way the trains come into St Ives, so that kind of inspired this idea to have tracks on halfway up a hillside really. I also wanted to have more of a definitive edge to the layout, hence this bit here, where the countryside would carry on, so it looks like you've sliced through the scenery like you cut a slice of cake, and I think it looks pretty nice, very Christmassy at the moment. Obviously, I say this every time, obviously it's not finished, and this will all be lovely and green. I also have put cork down. One of the things, I think one of the areas I went wrong with in the previous layout was because I was on a budget, all the track, I think all of it pretty much, was second hand, and that worked fine for a while, but after a little while, I had steel track, which just wasn't doing the business really, so I bought all new track and laid it down on cork to stop it from being so noisy. This area here, previously it looked like this. It was all ground level, single level, little passing loop there, and 3 main lines. I decided to replace that with a valley, so that I dropped the baseboard down to create a valley. Those 2 tracks you can see there, that is the original level, and there's also an extra bridge up the top which comes round to the elevated loop in the what will be the urban part of the layout. Now this here previously was the rural part of the layout. It looked like that. Sorry for the lighting there, it's not so good, but again, if you've seen my previous videos, that memories will come rushing back over that bit. But so I scrapped that and turn this into the urban area. Another tunnel there in the corner that just disguises the rather aggressive corners that none of us really enjoy looking at. Retaining wall there, that's just a Metcalf brick that's just basically placed in position as an example of what I'm trying to do there. So this road here comes down from the elevated section, and that will continue over the old track there onto the station. This is the new station complex with an extra loop. That set of points down there, and a set of points off camera, which I'm coming round to now, just there. They are the only 2 sets of points on the layout. It's a very simple layout, and that's how I like it. There's some really impressive stuff on YouTube, of course, intricate point work, but I'm not really interested in having a layout like that myself, mainly because I have 2 little boys, and they just want to see the trains go round really fast, so my interest really lies more in the scenery than the operation. Here we've got Another section that you guys obviously have seen before. What I've done is let's come back to that. Look at this bridge. No, I'll come back to the bridge. I've installed little corner sections to enable me to have a nice flowing curve on the bottom level. This previously was a riverbed. There you go, that's how it used to look. Again, I wanted it to be more interesting, so I really built it up and raised it a lot higher into what you see now. All the wood's recycled, which is why it all looks a bit tatty, but it should look pretty smart when it's all painted up and finished. Yeah, that bridge is a suspension bridge. Got it off eBay for £8. It's a kit form, and it looks great, doesn't it? It was really quite quick to build. It took about 2 hours, and just getting in there close so you can have a good look at it. Really nice. I'm noticing a couple of little indiscrepancies that I need to address actually, but really nice bridge. I think it suits that crossing really, really well. Yeah, again, that upper level there will continue to go around the corner on the higher level. A little kink in the cork there. Not too bothered about that. That'll be all right when the new track goes down. So that kind of brings us around the whole loop of the layout. Taking the opportunity as well to have a good tidy up, accessories and everything all in boxes stored away. It was kind of getting out of hand before. Also, again, it's always one of my top tips, try and keep the attic tidy. It's easier said than done. It only takes about 10 minutes for it to get into a complete nightmare state, doesn't it? But I'm a bit of a neat freak, so I try and keep on top of all that. The fleet, they've been living up there in the summer, but I will be taking the engines down for the winter. I just find that they perform better when they're not up there in those extreme temperatures. And I've got a TV. TV's working again, which my little boy loves. And of course the library, which is extremely handy to keep around. So yeah, and I got one of those little ballast boxes, you know, those Perspex boxes, and you tip ballast in and move it along the track. And the ballast is too coarse, it doesn't go through the holes, which is a right pain in the arse, but there you go, you live and learn. But yeah, so I was just testing out the ballast there. So I wanted to show you this before I did any of the scenery at all. So it's completely naked, if you like. I just felt I didn't want to do a video prior to this because it was just a mess, you know. I wanted you to have some kind of idea of what I was trying to achieve with it. And thought I'd finish off by sending the trains around to prove the most important thing, which is that it works. I was getting really fed up with the stopping and starting, and as I say, a lot of that was down to steel track, which is a pain. This is all nickel silver. My experience with the flexi track, by the way, this is all flexi track, none of it's set track, and it's a right pain though that the Pico track doesn't have little holes for pins. So on the corners, the tight corners, I actually use Hornby flexi track because that does have the pin holes, and all of the main sections down the side here are all Pico, and it all fits together obviously perfectly fine. Yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching. As it says on screen, I do appreciate your interest. Yep, drop us a like, hit subscribe if you feel so inclined, and put links here to my other playlists and videos, so if you want to have a look at the old videos you can. Not really any need to do that now because they are all obsolete. Consider this to be part 1 of a brand new series. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching, and take care. I'll catch you on Twitter and for the next episode. See you soon.